Your only competitors are your past achievements. Failure is an option, fear is not. The future is not set. There is no fate but what we make. Your imagination can create a reality. Curiosity is the most powerful thing you own. Tread softly upon the earth, because the faces of the unborn look up at you. Hope is not a strategy. Luck is not a factor. Fear is not an option. People call me a perfectionist, but I'm not. I'm a rightist. I do something until it's right, and then I move on to the next thing. It's about human imagination and curiosity. What's out there? What's in the great beyond? What exists at levels we can't see with our five senses? The nation that leads in renewable energy will be the nation that leads the world. I love it when I have a nightmare to me that means I got my money's worth out of that 8 hours. I am king of the world. Action is a way of externalizing an emotional state. You might not be running, leaping, climbing, and doing all that. But the way you create that emotional state in a movie is by having the characters have physical jeopardy that they have to work against. The universe is like a giant bank vault lock where the tumblers are constantly moving, and once in a while the tumblers line up and you have to listen for the click. So you must be prepared in that moment to step through the door. Sometimes your whole life boils down to one insane move. Here's my philosophy in life. If there's a fire, you put it out. If there's a flood, you fill sandbags and you build a dike. You roll up your sleeves and you get to work. The magic doesn't come from within the director's mind. It comes from within the hearts of the actors. A woman's heart is an ocean of deep secrets. When you have the feeling that anything's possible, sometimes you wind up acting on it. I dreamed I was a soldier who could bring peace. Sooner or later, though, you always have to wake up. To convince people to back your idea, you've got to sell it to yourself and know when it's the moment. Sometimes that means waiting. It's like surfing. You don't create energy, you just harvest energy already out there. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to study the ocean before we destroy it. You know, in the filmmaking business, no one ever gives you anything. I don't look at scripts, I just write them. If you want to move through a virtual reality, it's called a video game. It's been around forever. It was long ago in my life as a simple reporter that I decided that facts must never get in the way of truth. Nature's not our enemy, it's our sustenance, and we need it. And we need nature healthy for us to be healthy and to survive long term. You can't really call yourself an environmentalist if you're still consuming animals. You just can't. Don't get seduced by your own stuff. Work hard to keep a blank slate state of mind each time you watch your film. Every time you dive, you hope you'll see something new. some new species. Sometimes the ocean gives you a gift, sometimes it doesn't. God wears white flannels. Nature's imagination is so boundless compared to our own meager human imagination. It's important for me to have hope because that's my job as a parent, to have hope for my kids that we're not going to leave them in a world that's in shambles. That's a chaotic place. That's a dangerous place. Inspiration can hit you in the head at any time in any context. It could happen in a conversation, talking to someone at a party. You can get an idea, but you've got to remember those inspirations. The new world will be a place of answers and no questions, because the only questions left will be answered by computers, because only computers will know what to ask. That worst evil of long dictatorships, the loss of all political experience. We have a great responsibility. Whatever we make will become the truth, the visual reality that a generation will accept. The quickest way to destroy ocean science is to take human explorers out of the water. You don't rest well as long as you're seeking vengeance. I feel sad justice wasn't done, but it's time to move on and sleep well. The films that influenced me were so disparate that there's almost no pattern.